Amador County's local television network, TSPN. And now TSPN's proud to present Monday with Monique.
Welcome to Mondays with Monique. I'm Monique Crozade, and I have a great show planned for you. I have fabulous guests. We have Chris Strutz from Strutz Ranch, and we also have Sarah Kauffman, who's his assistant. They're going to cook up a storm, all fresh natural products. Most of the things come from the ranch, and so I want you to stay tuned because this is a learning experience for me as well. They're going to teach me a new recipe, and I'm psyched about that. So stay tuned, and we'll be right back.
You're watching Amador County's #1 news and sports leader, TSPN.
Welcome back to Mondays with Monique. We have Chris Strutz here, and we also have Sarah Kauffman. Wonderful people. Chris Strutz owns Strutz Ranch, and that's in Rancho Murrieta, just right by the horse complex there, right?
Yes.
And I've had the pleasure of meeting you through Pete McKenzie at McKenzie's Bistro in Rancho Murrieta, and you provide a lot of their organic foods and salads and what have you. And so tell us what you're growing right now. What's on the farm?
Right now we have winter vegetables. We have the purple cabbage and dinosaur kale and citrus ranging from kumquats all the way up to pomelos and the oranges and mandarins and blood oranges. This year we did get hit really hard by the weather. It got down to 18 degrees. So
when we had that cold snap.
So so we're so we'll be open on weekends.
Great.
Because a lot of our citrus got frozen. But we also, in addition, grow squash and pumpkins. And in the summer, we have heirloom tomatoes, and we'll be using, in the recipe today, we'll have heirloom tomatoes and pomegranates incorporated with the
Great. And so
salad.
Strutz Ranch is open to the public as well as, businesses and what have you. Is that
Yes.
right? Okay.
Yes.
What are your normal hours about?
Our normal hours are 9 to 5 daily. Because of the cold weather and our frost damage, we're actually going to be open weekends now until New Year's.
Okay.
And then on Saturdays through the remainder of the winter.
Okay. Sounds good. That sounds good. Do you have a website?
We don't have a website, but
Okay. Or a number?
a lot of our
Oh, there we are.
we're featured at ranchomurrieta.com.
Okay. Sounds good. So they can find you there.
Yes.
So what are we cooking up today?
Well, we're actually going to be making a kale salad. So we have some fresh dinosaur kale straight from the farm.
Beautiful and green.
Yes, I love the idea of taking the kale straight out of the ground and bringing it right in. And
Did you cut it this morning?
We did.
All right.
yes.
Good, good.
And so it's organic, and you can tell it's organic because it's got these little holes that
Natural
no
bugs.
pesticides. And so that's what you want to look for, actually. It's a good thing. It's not a bad thing.
Right.
So, and it's called dinosaur because it's got the rough kind of dinosaur-type skin on
it's
it.
bumpy,
So,
yeah.
Yes, and kale is tremendously nutritional. It's really high in fiber, a lot of vitamins, minerals, really high in protein. It lowers cholesterol.
It's amazing.
It's detoxifying. So I love kale salad for this reason. And you can have it two different ways. You can make it raw in a raw salad, or you can stir fry it if you like it a little warmer.
Right.
So we can show two different options today if we have time.
I have a kale salad almost every morning with my breakfast.
Oh,
I know it's
really?
kind of a strange thing to do salad for breakfast, but for some reason my body just craves those green vegetables. So.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm going to show you how to do this first by, so you don't want to have the stem in there because the stem's really not very appealing.
It's
and
tough,
tasty.
right?
It's tough and it's bitter. So a lot of people don't really know how to de-stem it. So what you do is you take the sides like this and you sort of like break them off
Turn
a
it
little
this way.
bit.
There you
okay.
go.
Then you take your fingers and you just pull it off like this.
Excellent.
Yes. And so then you don't really want to have to worry about this top part too much because that's the main bottom part that's really not very tasty and it's kind of tough. But you can get some more of it off too if you're pulling hard enough. I just didn't happen to pull hard enough on that one.
Okay.
But it can be a little tricky. And then you want to pile them up just in a little pile right here like this. And so that's what I'm going to be doing right now.
Good.
And then Chris is going to be working on the other parts that are going to be going in the salad.
Okay.
So I'll be doing that. I'll be just
work on that. What are you going to do, Chris?
Well, I'll start with the purple cabbage that we grow, which is really beautiful, deep purple colors.
Oh, yeah. The
And
color's
you can see it
gorgeous.
was it still has some dew and little bit of moisture on the leaves.
So another item that was picked fresh?
Yeah.
Great.
And so what we're going to do is we're going to cut the core off of this purple cabbage carefully. And then after we core it, we're going to, it'll help us remove some of these leaves. And so you can remove the leaves. And it's best to do this with fresh cabbage. When you buy cabbage in the store, if it's several days old, it becomes firm and it's difficult to pull it apart.
Okay.
So we're going to try to pull these leaves off here, and then we'll use these as bowls to serve
Okay.
the salad.
Sounds good.
So it's kind of tricky, but we're going to...
See how I'm getting
There we
the
go.
stems off?
So you
I
can...
like that.
Good.
And they're beautiful purple natural bowls. If you have a party and you want to use less plates, you could perhaps use these and serve the food.
Appetizers or
Yeah, so
any
this
type
could
of salad in
so
there.
this could be like a edible appetizer
That's a
plate.
great idea. I love it. And it just is so colorful and beautiful.
It is, yes.
Very nice. I like that a lot. Good.
So after destemming the kale leaves, you want to take about a pile of like 3 or 4. You want to pile them up,
Okay.
okay? And then you want to take them and roll them almost like sushi rolls,
Right.
like this.
You're very
don't
good
know
at
if the
that.
camera-
Great technique.
Thank you.
Yep, they're close on you.
Okay, so you just kind
Perfect.
of roll them up like this. And then you take a really good sharp serrated knife. You want to hold it pretty tight too, keep it real tight. And then you just take it and you want to slice really thin, kind of thin little ribbons, like this. Actually, this knife.
The thin ribbons are nice because it alleviates some of the stringiness in the kale, right?
Yes. Well, you want little thin ribbons because I'll show you in a little bit about how we're going to take olive oil and lemon juice and I'm going to massage it into it
Okay.
to soften it up because kale can be really kind of tough and, you know, so you want to soften it up by massaging the oil and the lemon juice in it.
Okay,
And
sounds
the
good.
small little ribbons allow for that oil and juice to kind of soak in there really well. So
Right, exactly.
Sort of
And
like
that's a new technique for me. And being the kale lover that I am, I'm excited to learn how you do it.
yes.
What else you got there, Chris?
Well, we have pomegranate arils, and arils are the horticultural or term for the small seeds.
Okay.
And so we have, I'm going to show our audience how we like to clean the pomegranates.
Okay.
And there's a lot of fast ways to do it with gadgets, but I like to do it by hand and clean them and not damage the little seeds. And so what I like to do is score the pomegranate on 4 corners with the knife. And then
this is a technique because, you know, when I do it, I'm kind of in a rush and I beat it up pretty bad.
and it's not as appetizing.
Yeah, the mush look is not really that great.
Yeah.
I'll
So so once you score it, if you're lucky and careful, you stick a knife in the very end and turn it, and it'll crack open, and we'll have a nice red. Oops. We'll have a nice red pomegranate here.
Beautiful.
And so what I like to do once it's scored is peel it open and then separate the individual arils from the peel. And so as you separate the seeds into the bowl of cold water,
Hold that thought for just a second. We need to go to just a quick break and then we'll finish up on it.
okay.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
You're watching Amador County's local television network, TSPN.